Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Remember Me. So we got into a little bit of a difficult boss fight after walking through a sort of new experience of minefield. Walking through a minefield as a new experience. But we were able to do it. I question the fact of how you beat this guy with the spammer only. It feels like by the end of this mission I need something that is a much stronger amount of damage on the spammer, or I'm just never gonna fight a robot like this. You keep pointing me towards this manhole cover that just does not look right. It's just too green amongst all of this other algae, so I don't know how you would have fixed that. The easiest solution here is to simply have a digital glowing holographic manhole cover that stood out different as a different color. Everything else is digital, although arguably maybe this flooded city section is so old that it didn't have the digital technology. But then why would there be so many wires everywhere? The suffering of being imprisoned rests in the fact that it is impossible at any time to escape from oneself. It is possible that since this game has been subtly showing us wires everywhere for probably just to establish
the most notorious
cyberpunk
prison in
feel.
Europe. Its patients
The
have
wires
their
might
memories
be
confiscated when they check in.
transmitted.
These memories are returned when they have served their sentence. Unable to remember their previous lives, La Bastille's prisoners are convinced that there is nothing to escape to. This twisted penal system is directed by Madame, the ferocious governor of La Bastille. Absolute master of their minds, she is the only key to access the servers in the memory confinement center. After my arrest, it was there that I was locked up with the other errorists. Now Edge is sending me back to liberate my comrades and my confiscated memories. I have to admit, the prospect of returning there fills me with hope and dread in equal measure.
Yeah, we're getting a very nicely animated cutscene. This was an important one, certainly, whereas throughout episode 3 we didn't really see a lot of cutscenes. There was way more in episode 2. So I imagine episode 2 was the big polished section of the game. So I kind of wonder where the story is going and what's going to happen if we're at 50% done. The story is going to have a twist.
Only Madame has access to the Bastille memory servers. Trace the bitch down. Find out how to get them.
Going for the hard R with the B word. There hasn't been, I think, any other cussing in this game. Certainly could have been French cussing in little French, like one sentence statements. But they didn't do that. It's weird they're just calling her Madame. Also, it's like that's more a title. That's not a name. So the character immediately feels like it's an unfleshed out character just by not having a name. Danger, drones at work. Construction stuff. Site. Still getting a lot of these little warnings from the Simpson. These Simpsons that I have must be hacked in some way, or clearly there'd be alarm systems. Clearly other people would get caught. And frankly, in hacker stories like this, it would be nice if there was a couple of hackers that immediately got caught to just contrast from Nilin, who is established as the totally capable memory hacker person. I'm calling her a hacker, they really didn't use that term. Still can't target and shoot these rats for points. I think that's a waste. You don't even hear them squeak. The mice just run across the screen. As if in some versions of this game the mice wouldn't animate.
You break me out and now you expect me to waltz back in there.
The Errorist movement is counting on you, Nilin. You must break into those servers and free their stolen memories. Free your memories. This is where we rise from the ashes and fight back.
So we're looking for 07 somewhere. Or 05. See, I don't know what... If it turns out that my memories are not congruent, apparently my arm glove is oddly animated, so it doesn't connect. It's not just a full glove, it doesn't cover all of it for some reason. Like, so if Edge doesn't want me to get my memories back, which I kind of assume
Drones.
might be the
And
case.
they're remembering to help this time.
Alright. So at least the game is telling me that I am not going to get help. That's nice. I could certainly have seen people getting confused and going, well, the last time I dealt with these guys, they were needed remembering. So there's the collectible. We'll just wait till it turns around and jump. 5th focus boost has been added an extra chunk to your focus gauge. That's great. Now we have 2. Now there's something I can actually do when in fighting, so I can maybe stun people and then go into fury mode and maybe kill those stunned people. There doesn't seem to be anything over in that direction on the right. Alright, so let's do this, and then do this, and then do this.
I lost it.
So I'm gonna try to get these guys back into the light so I can see them. It's another 43 seconds though before I can take on these guys. And am I in fury mode still right now or not? Come on. And then another combo, and now we we can do this. It feels like I should be able to, like, it feels like I should be able to do more there. This pressing system's still driving me crazy. At least I didn't die. Open that turbine. And we're just gonna go up here. And then go over here. I suppose it's a very interesting and valid question to ask is how much of this climbing on ledges and platforming was introduced?
A drone destroyed by leapers? That must have been some battle.
I wouldn't stand a chance against one of those machines.
There's an idea. See if you can't recover the detection module in this broken drone.
Why is this letting me jump downward if I want to? Is there seriously something to collect around here? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. How much of this was of the platforming and climbing on ledges were introduced with the concept of the first Assassin's Creed game? And how much of it was introduced because it was something Unreal Engine could do? Sense-in plugin allowing you to see the drone detection ranges.
Lucky you. Your Sensen can now indicate any drone captors you might come across. Very handy.
Here's a question. If these little flying drones can't be destroyed by her, why could I take out a giant-sized humanoid battle drone in the fight that just happened 5 minutes ago? Like, seriously, this line of dialogue and this indicator needed to happen before I fought that robot. That's probably an example of what they intended originally when writing it, and they just moved things around as they were developing the game for better gameplay flow. I can just come over here and get some more health. So let's ask this. Can I shoot these guys though? Like, no, I can't left trigger them. So there's not a ton of benefit. All this has done is allowed me to better see the detection range, which is something I felt like should have been in the game from the word go. It didn't make a lot of sense that it wasn't there. So now we're just doing avoid the guard puzzles. And I guess we're gonna look for this collectible. Let's see. Might be over there. Are we just going in circles? Yeah. Yeah, it is just going in circles. Yep. These are kind of bluish silvery looking. The game's gotten a little dark. Not super in love with games that get extremely dark when you're looking at them. But it's not terrible. I don't want to run directly into am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be climbing upward. Alright. Yeah. We'll go around a second time. Imagine that danger sign that pops up when you walk over there is supposed to be an indicator. And these detectors only seem to look
La
downward.
Bastille. The prison with a human face. Admire the lie. Blind machines serving an automated administration.
That smell. That noise. It's getting under my skin.
In order to get into the prison, you'll need to intercept an empty cell and use it like an elevator.
So we saw people that were about to fall off. We saw people when we were breaking out. So making the argument that this is a completely automated prison doesn't make sense. I have to wonder if what Edge is hoping here is I'll just get in a cell and become trapped. I guess we could find out that Madame actually isn't a human and is instead some kind of computer program. Let's look around and see what we're gonna do. It feels like we're probably gonna open a cell door and then jump through that. Or jump here. But it feels like we're gonna have to activate things. Trying to see if maybe there's a scare mech. Because they should be happening pretty frequently. So get in the cell, or get on top of the cell. It doesn't seem like you can get on top of the cell. I'm hitting the left bump just to see. Imprison yourself. Now you have the spammer. You have your glove.
This cell. It reminds me of something really bad.
Oh. I remember this place. The hopelessness. Like I was never gonna leave.
The lower down they keep you, the more of you they take away. They strip memories like old prisons used to take away belts and shoelaces.
How far did I fall?
Hey sis, Nilin, this place has no hold over you anymore.
He keeps calling her sis. Which I assume there is an argument that maybe Edge is your brother. Not just brothers in the revolution, but brother. I don't understand why there's scanning for people, but I guess I need to avoid them. And this, I guess, was not just generally speaking. I guess this is just the standard prison part, and we were in some kind of medical execution type section. I guess that's the thought. Mixed gendered prison. Interesting. I don't understand the point of this system, honestly. Like, if you're taking the memories of the people so they don't know what they did, then how are they in any way, how are you making the argument that you're reforming these people? If you're punishing these people and they don't remember what they did, then how are you making the argument that you're punishing them and being punitive? So both as an argument for reform or punitiveness, this is not so much a good system. It really makes very little sense. And it seems like prisoners can just kind of wander wherever they want to, for the most part. And they can go into maybe any cell. You know, come to think of it, memory in progress, you die immediately. Good question as far as why the drone systems immediately kill you where the militaristic ones don't. Let's see. See, so the idea is the removal of your memory is a punishment. I don't understand how these people react and respond to having memory removed. It's questionable. They're making it out like it's torturous. See, this one should have said memory extraction in progress, not the others that I've seen.
Before committing suicide, do know that someone who cares about you could be waiting for your release.
And apparently suicide's a big issue. I could understand that, certainly.
And you will be treated well.
I'm pushing my luck. And since this is instant kill scenarios, I really shouldn't be pushing my luck. So, one collectible for doing all of that. One would kind of assume that the judicial system is flawless in a world where memories can be moved around, assuming that it's not a corrupt system, because you could just extract the memory of people and go, oh, yep, he's innocent, he didn't do it, or yeah, I see his memory here, and he did do it. I think co-ed prisons, though, doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, those prisons didn't have any sinks, water fountains, toilets, nothing. So either there are bathrooms somewhere around, or disease is going to be a big factor. Like, here's a water fountain out here.
Surprising, because no line has run in this district for nearly 50 years. Another sabotage from Edge and his little girlfriend? Or could it be an attempt to draw tourists to this rotten district with an imitation of the ghost train? Whatever the origins, it is a scoop, and Maggie told you first.
This is that perky Maggie
Latest
character.
explosive flash. I've just learned from an unofficial source that a terrible metro accident has just occurred in Slum 404.
Interesting.
Surprising, because
I think I might be blocking this robot.
Another sabotage from Edge and his little girlfriend. Or could it be an attempt to draw tourists to this
Medical zone, medical supplies.
Whatever the origins, it is a scoop, and Maggie told you first.
I guess maybe the drones might be
Latest explosive flash.
latest
I've just
version
learned from an unofficial
of the
source
giant robots, and the giant robots are like really old technology.
Surprising, because no line has run in this district for nearly 50 years.
These humanoid androids seem to be completely useless to this society. They don't do much of anything. I mean, they're not even sweeping the floor. They're not even polishing the floor. they're maintaining the floor polishers.
Unofficial source that a terrible metro accident has just occurred in slum.
I don't know why I really needed to know this
because no line has
this
run
story.
in this district for nearly 50 years.
Some of the previous ones were doing some background stuff. Unless this is pushing towards the idea that because I caused that train crash in the fight, maybe the argument then is that, let's see, that I really am a terrorist, just causing. There's some human soldiers kicking and beating a subject. These floor panels are glowing, but they're not electrified. And apparently there's another collectible somewhere. But that's kind of it. Camera was floating upward in an awkward way. Sometimes cameras actually run into corners and act as if they are physical things in games, and will take odd angles. A lot of times it's so the camera doesn't go in the wrong direction and fly through things and look awkward because you start looking at walls or looking through solid walls.
A sanitary decontamination unit is requested in the central waste repository.
Seems like you're kind of safe to make it this far.
4, 7, and 12.
There we go.
Personality crisis in the memory decontamination zone. Grade C orderly is urgently requested.
And that's not working. Oh man. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have to make a diagonal shot right there
No longer has La Bastille
and just
cleared.
run.
He used to be considered an illegal presence. Please report any sighting immediately.
And now that I've collected that, I have to now.
All personnel are reminded that unscheduled work breaks are prohibited. Also, please note that maintenance zones are not designated rec areas.
Very close there.
All riot squads report to the nearest Panopticon coordinator.
So apparently somebody just got fired.
Please consult your terminals for updates.
Looking through these windows could have been a lot bigger. They didn't need to be tiny like that.
Reminder, the supervisors of production workshops should
I
submit
don't
their
know
monthly
what
reports
this thing
before
is supposed to be
tomorrow
doing.
morning.
It doesn't look like the other floor scrubbers.
All requests for vacation absence must be approved by your section supervisor without exception.
Okay. I'm just not sure what I'm gonna see here that's super surprising, and there's no counter story that Neo Paris isn't run by a terrible government, and not even a great integration that the government and Memorize are the same group, because that really hasn't been explained. So far as all I know, Memorize may just be a military contractor type organization. We haven't had a good bad guy depicted, even if it was going to be a fake bad guy to run after until we got to the halfway point, and at which point we see who the real bad guy is. So instead, this is just a cutscene.
Sergeant Vaughn,
to
as
control
much as I
it.
appreciate your services, I do nonetheless require a minimum standard to the specimens you bring us. I need healthy specimens,
Like
not trauma victims.
this guy.
Whatever. Just fill out a damn form.
Appointment notice. Madam and Dr. Quaid are required
just
in the
in time.
interrogation block.
I shall mention your slipping standards to Madame. See what she wants to do about it.
Oh, gee, would you? That'd be just peachy, prick.
We saw
Nilin.
him walk through the door.
Sergeant Vaughn. A bad man.
The worst. He knows the security system inside out. Its glitches, its backdoors. Follow him and steal his secrets. It's the only way you'll get close to Madame.
So, the ragged-looking
Hello, beautiful
doctor,
ladies. Time
we've
for your
seen him
cavity
before.
search.
Ew. The game skipped us forward. What are these things? Like sleeping chambers or storage room is all it's labeled as? Top management only? I'm not sure I want to see the memories in this guy's head. We've done a lot of walking around, and I'm surprised I haven't found a Scaramech. But it seems like when they're in the mood to give you a memory, one of the other kind of collectibles, the journal collectibles, or the. Alright, so this is just straight up fighting. We haven't fought humans in this armor in a while. Just have to keep an eye out. And let's try this. The thing I haven't been seeing is like I haven't been seeing the move to overpower people. That's possibly because I've not really been defeating anybody without the. These guys are just crawling. Let's go ahead and get this off the screen. We're running out of things to even unlock. One more level, and then it seems like we'll probably, when we level up next time, we'll probably be forced into doing this, and then it'll start offering some new things. And that will happen in about another 4,000 points. This attack is called a brain lock. You can lose some focus and all of your S-prints when you enter a cooldown state.
What did you do to me? Gonna take this dance all night. Bloody.
Let's try this. That works too, so I need to also go into the right mode. X, Y. Alright, we've got enough of this, so let's go into Fury mode. There was an overload I could have done, and I chose not to do it. Overload is actually slower, so that's not even helpful. This guy's still crawling away.
This is for everything you did to me! And that's for everything
everything else I can't even remember.
There you go, sis. You got the keys to the kingdom. La Bastille is yours.
So, she's pretty violent, and I'm still not 100% sure if the overload is killing people or knocking them out or what. Like, is it doing some kind of mental damage? Here's a mirror that's designed, I think, to reflect what it thinks it's seeing in a low texture reflection, but it's not reflecting you. See, you can fake reflections sort of that way, and it's less recognizable. What does that mean when he said, "Ladies, it's time for your cavity search," and he walked into the locker room of his coworkers? Like, that is just not what I thought this room was gonna be. I thought this was gonna be a bathroom that the prisoners were using. And here we have a censored picture with, I believe, that lady may play a role. That might be Madame. Madame's head. Funnily enough, a French video game company got into a little bit of controversy. It's a long story to explain, where at least one employee did exactly that. They took heads of employees and put them on porn stars, and then I think in the process they also did some non-porn star funny comparisons, and they shared the non-porn star funny comparisons, but the IT department found the ones that were dirtier, and they weren't that dirty, actually. Just to be honest, or in my opinion, at least. But the IT department was very upset about that and decided to stop working in total, just stop working, and then they got fired, and they were not happy for being fired for not working, which the French press reported it badly, in my opinion, and so then the video game company threatened to sue the French press. I have to remember how to do this. In the left bump, right bump. And that's the first time we've had to synchronize with something, then we could shoot it. Usually when we synchronize with something, we I want to see if I can walk sideways while going down. Like, I saw an animation when she was walking sideways while going down the stairs, but it seems to be kind of random.
A supplementary memory redaction will now commence on floors 12 through 17.
See, the only thing that makes sense to me to remove the memories of prisoners is if they are spies and they have something on the government. Like, they have memories of things the government did wrong, thus the government is removing those memories. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. For as many cutscenes that are in this game, there needs to be...
This is Orly 1242, engaging fugitive.
Making another log. The last person to make a log didn't help them. The junk bolt will break heavy enforcer's shield. Press left bumper and right trigger to shoot it. Yeah, we're junked.
Healing.
See, I have really no reason why I would want to have that fight any slower. Fights happen often enough for it to not feel like I'm losing anything. Here we've got some Coke machines. You'd think these vending machines would have been more viewable throughout the game earlier. We're in episode 4. We haven't seen a vending machine before at all. The reason that it's in the prison and nowhere else doesn't make a lot of sense. What is this one? Outfit storage room. Let's go in here and see if we can get an outfit. Here's some punching bags that we've seen that used before. So, yeah, it seems like you could have just missed it. Feels like every single room could have had like one guy in it. We don't probably need little bits of action and then nothing more.
Cardboard circuits.
I think I'd kind of like to remap the buttons if I was going to do that. Normally I wouldn't do that, and I don't think I will in this case either, but if I move the left bump to the left trigger and the left bump, the left trigger to the left bump, I think I'd be a little bit happier with the way that turned out. Just a whole group of people running in here. Logic bomb. Explosive sense and virus that will destroy and force a shield and deal heavy damage to all targets in range. Open the S press and wheel and highlight it. I kind of feel like what should be is while in a fight, holding the left trigger should let you fire the spammer. Alright, toggle enemies. Let's see. So this could be one or the other. Now dodge with the left and A button. Get out of that. I didn't even know we could do that. Let's go and overload this guy. And let's go ahead and give the fury mode and get rid of the rest of them. On easy mode, this shouldn't really be a problem. Feels like I'm getting a lot more experience on easy mode too, so.
When I get my memories back, can we leave Vaughn on the shelf? I don't want to remember assholes like him.
The past can't hurt you anymore, sister. Focus on the here and now.
I feel like, yeah, maybe if there is a New Game Plus on this, which I kind of doubt there will be, you could play this game on easy, have all the S presses set up the way you like them, and maybe have new combos that you wouldn't have had at the beginning of the game. Like if there was a 6-hit combo where I could just do this, or just do this, that'd be great. Now arguably, doing this over and over again is kind of boring looking, but in the heat of combat you usually don't see that. Apparently this looks like a half-court basketball field. Oh, some kind of sport. They've created something. And clearly. And I feel like I should be able to hit B on these things. It seems silly to have to shoot them. And these guys are running away, so I don't even have to deal with them for the moment. How much more of this is there, I wonder? Could be a decent amount. want to do that because we are done for the day. Let's see, going back to the combo labs. Yeah, the only thing we can unlock is this right now. And there are 4 unlocked here, 5 unlocked here, 5 unlocked here, 5 unlocked here. So it seems like there is a balancing system to this. Ever since I lowered down the difficulty, I'm not really running into an issue of dying a lot, so I don't really need to switch the attacks with the health. If anything, it's arguable I should switch these 2 Ys, but I don't have any damage Ys. Yeah. So I can't get that to work anyways. I'd have to try to get some combos. Status wise, yeah, we are getting points really fast for XP. We still have a silly amount of Scaramax to collect. The sat patches were about halfway, which is accurate since we're about halfway through the game. The focus boosts, yeah, we're approaching halfway on the focus boost. I would be a lot happier that we were getting focus boosts if our focus went up when we weren't fighting, so it was at full, or just went up a lot faster. Right now, I almost never get 2 or 3. I'm not even sure I can get 3 focus wedges. Maybe that's it. Let's see. We've been introduced to 2 new enemies. Out of the 14, we're at the halfway point, which is kind of weird. But also, these enemies are not the ones that that are bosses. So it feels like there should be a boss glossary in here in the game at some point. Is the philosophy of Charles Carter Wells, who theoretically is the big bad guy, but I haven't really seen him at all. So that's kind of weird. I guess these are the information about big bosses, including myself. Let's see. The AV-74 Horn of Jericho. Let's see. Those look like the big robots we were fighting earlier. It doesn't feel like we did too much in this 45 minutes, really. Just walking around the prison. The prison, I think because this game is not trying to be a hard R, or to be more accurate, a adults only or M-rated game. I'm pretty sure this would have been a teen plus ESRB rated game when it came out. We're not seeing a lot here in this prison that is horrific. This is hardly that HBO series Oz. They did throw out some weirdness, certainly, and they're trying to make it implied as a really bad place. And they're trying to impress upon me that the idea of having your memories taken away is really, really bad. Of course, we already did that in the game, and it seemed to only really reward us for doing that at the end of episode 2. So you have a bit of a conflicting story there. Yeah, it seems like I very possibly in the next recording might take the entire recording just to get through this Bastille area, and then we'll probably get a betrayal and a trick, and we'll get our memories back and find out that somebody is actually not who they say they are, and then that'll move us forward to the second half of the game. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.